My pillow paint is down and I'm going to start laying my colors down. I think I'll start with my darkest color first, which is my Prussian blue, and I'll lay down a nice swath of that and go from there. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to put down a lot of paint because this is a 20 by 20 canvas. I'll be in and out on this, so speed up speed up the boring parts, and we'll bring you back up to speed. So I'll talk to you in just a few seconds. Okay, Prussian blue is down, and I'm going to go with the Colonial blue. And the Colonial blue, I was wrong before. This is a Sonja Colonial blue, and again, a lot of color here. Next up is my Sapphire. This is a DecoArt Sapphire. It's their extreme sheen. I've got the Amethyst, and again, this is the DecoArt extreme sheen. I'm not going to put as much of this down. Next thing up is my personal, my blend. Started out with a Liquitex Magenta, and I add a little bit of I have a golden magenta also that's a little bit darker, and like 4 drops of teal in here. And again, that was a golden teal. I'll list all of my paints and in brands down below. I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I didn't talk about this one, and this is a little piggy. This little piggy, it's a pigment. This is Comet. And Comet is, although it looks white, it is actually an interference color that has a red change. So color shifts over to red. And let's see, it's actually a very nice color. Give me a little bit of shine there. Another change up. This is for something totally different. This is a Pourage Posse, and this one's lemon lime. This color has a lot of sheen to it, but it adds a shine to it that, and I'm talking the color shine to it, that is pretty amazing. So I'm just going to put a little touch of that in here because it goes a very long way. Now, I didn't talk about my cell activators when I started this up. I'm going to actually use 3 cell activators today. I'm going to use a darker Payne's Gray. It has more of a bluish tint to it. And I'm going to put quite a bit of this down. I got to move very fast on this because the cell activators have a tendency to sink rather quickly. And second color I'm going to put down is a purple, and this is mixed for one part paint to 4 parts Australian Floetrol. And let's see how that works. Okay. Now, last color, my last cell activator is going to go on the other side of this, and this is this little piggy. This is Ore, and it's one of the most beautiful golds I have in my palette. So I'm going to put quite a bit of it down here. I mean, quite a bit of it, because I really want the gold to stand out. Okay. My other cell activators have already started sinking pretty quickly. So let me get my let me get my blower out, get this thing blown out. And we'll start a little bit of noise here. I'm going to put you on mute. One of the things, while I'm waiting for this to come up, because a lot of that in putting down the dryer down on it, blower down on it, it forces the paint down closer there. I have to wait for it to fill in underneath and start forming the cells. And one of the things I failed to talk about with the cell activators, especially the ore. The ore is this little piggy, it's a pigment. So in order to make that work as a cell activator, which is usually a tube paint, I mixed it with a high gloss gel, and that's Liquitex high gloss gel, and that gives it enough body so then I can, like a tube paint, then I can use it with my Australian Floetrol. The Australian Floetrol is otherwise known as secret sauce. It acts as not anything like what you see with the American Floetrol. And as you can see, I'm getting some really beautiful cells here, some cells here that I'm really excited about. We'll see how they spin out. I need to open up the gold here. The purple and the Payne's gray, it's there, but it's not as pronounced. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna probably fast forward through some of this. So here we go. Okay, we'll let this set for just a second. Wait for the pillow to fill up underneath, and we'll start stretching a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let that sit for a second, do a little bit of cleanup, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Now let's see what we can do here. I kind of want to keep this area up here because I got some really nice lacing. I'm going to bring it to this side. I'm going to walk it back and forth and see if I can spread this out a little bit. I don't care if I get some negative space. That's fine with me. I kind of like negative space, but it's important I get some of this paint off. So let's start walking this back and forth. Everything's moving nicely. Now that means some of my cells are going to get kind of wonky, and that's kind of the give and take on this. Get my paints more evenly spread. I gotta open them up nicely. I have quite a bit of paint on here, so I'm gonna probably have to spin this out a little bit. I want it to dry properly. One thing that I'm trying to avoid, and I've done it in two places, to let the color go over the side until I'm ready for it. Because once it goes over the side, it will hold on, and you get more stretching from that point. Now I'm going to try to bring it back to the center, see if I can make these wonky cells just a little less wonky. And take a look and step back and see what we have. So, I'm getting some very nice pillow cells through here. The gold is working really nicely. Okay, I think we may be ready to spin it. I gotta pull this back just a little bit. Okay, let me move some things around. I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. Now let's see if we can spin this out and see what comes of it. Take it off over to the other side. I'm going to definitely have to speed this up because I don't want this to be too long a video. That's where we're set right now. Still seeing a lot of movement, so let's see what we have here. Under my painting, earlier you noticed that my painting went kind of over to one side, which caused a lot of the paint to go off that way. Let's see if I can get to move off of the end closest to the camera just a little bit. There's the area over there. How am I doing? My composition on this, not too unhappy with. Could use some more cells over there, but you know, honestly, I think I'm going to step away for just a second. Okay, I'm going to encourage a little bit more on this side to flow off. I've got a lot of movement here yet. It's still moving, slow but sure, it's still moving. But I think I'm pretty happy with this. So let me clean myself up and I'm going to bring you down for a close-up. Okay, and I think as far as orientation, probably the way you're seeing it is the way I would go. Okay, I'll be right back for the flyover. So, you can see a little bit of what I'm seeing. The cells in there, absolutely beautiful. It'll be interesting to see how this dries. I'm really liking the way the blending between the white and the aqua there went. I've got some bubbles in here I think I need to deal with, but that gold activator, it just really pops. And over here I've got those shadow cells you can see down below. And the same thing we had over on the other side, I think makes for a nice composition. And the blues and the purples. Overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with this. So, let me get back up for a big shot. Okay. Well, I will say that I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you would, please like and subscribe and hit that bell so that you can get notifications of my future videos. My goal is to put out at least 3 videos a week, and hopefully you find them useful. Thanks for tuning in.